These right here are the brand new Quick Performance Series mousepads from SteelSeries. Now you may be wondering from the title, what is so special about these mousepads? They're just mousepads. And I will get into that, but before I do want to mention that these were sent out to me by SteelSeries, but I'm not being paid, and every opinion given is mine and mine alone. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The main selling point of these mousepads is the fact that there's 3 separate surface types. There's the speed version, the balance version, and the controlled version. We'll get into the specifics and what makes them unique, but before I do that, we need to get into the overall make and quality of all 3 of them. The Quick Performance Series mousepads can come in 2 different sizes. Either the large version, which is pretty large compared to a normal mousepad, coming in at a width of just above 19 inches and a depth of just above 16.5 inches. And the extra large version, which comes in at a width of 35.5 inches and a depth of 19.5 inches. I personally went with the extra large version because I prefer when my mouse and keyboard are on the same mousepad. But if that's not your type of thing, then there's obviously the large one. No matter the size you go for, all Quick Performance Series mousepads have a thickness of 3.5 millimeters, which feels super comfortable and squishy due to the premium foam that they use to make them. All versions of the Quick Performance Series mousepads are made with low profile stitched edges. The stitching itself is really well made and looks great and feels really comfortable when my arm is resting on it. It's also stitched in a way to prevent fraying, which means this mousepad will look brand new for a long time. On the bottom of the Quick mousepads are a non-slip neoprene rubber base, which from my experience is super grippy and prevents the mousepad from moving around essentially at all. Now with all that out of the way, before we get into the actual gaming and my first impressions of the mousepads, I'm going to go over what makes each one of the 3 surface types unique. The speed mousepad is made for people that essentially want 0 friction and an insane amount of glide. It's made from a super smooth, low friction polyester blend, which allows you to have the most glide possible and the best reaction time for any competitive game. And as you'll see in a minute, when I first used this mousepad, I was genuinely baffled at how smooth it was. Also, just for reference, the entire time using any of these mousepads, I've been using an Aerox 3 with 100% PTFE skates. Next is balance. The balance mousepad is essentially just a normal mousepad that most people are probably already used to. It's made from a tightly woven polyester material and is made for people that still want really low friction, but also want enough to have enough control and accuracy when they're aiming. Personally, I find this one to be my favorite since I'm already used to it, but I also use an insane DPI and sensitivity in games compared to most people, so speed is just a bit too fast. And lastly is control. The control mousepad is made from a textured weave polyester and is made for people that prioritize control over comfort, as well as anyone that just wants an unrivaled amount of grip and control when aiming. Also, just to be clear, and SteelSeries also mentions this as well, the control mousepad isn't necessarily made for an insanely wide audience, but there's definitely a small and unique group of people that will find this to be the best mousepad for their situation. Now with all that out of the way, let's get into the actual use of these mousepads. Alright, so as you can tell, I'm going to be using Fortnite to test these mousepads. I'm not going into a public match because if I die, then I don't want to kind of restart what I'm saying. Also, just so you know, I am not like a Fortnite pro. I play this game not that often, maybe a few times a week, and it's not for that long, and I don't know. I'm just trying to say I'm not that good, so don't expect the most peak gameplay possible. So the first thing I'm noticing is how actually comfortable the speed mousepad actually is. Yeah, it's meant to be smooth, but I didn't necessarily expect it to be soft and comfortable. Oh, what is going on? And obviously it's called the speed mousepad and it's meant to be the smoothest and have the most glide. But even knowing that, it's still actually surprising at how smooth and how much glide it really has. Look, ready? I don't know, that's just extremely impressive. How did I miss that? Oh my god. I also want to mention that I actually already mentioned this, but I use it's 2400 DPI and a sensitivity of let's check. And a sensitivity of 17. Oh, it went away. And a sensitivity of 17.3 and 19.6. I know it's weird having different sensitivities and faster for the up and down axis. I know, I'm weird. But the reason I bring that up is because it kind of makes my gameplay feel a bit more shaky than it normally is. It's not bad, and I'm obviously used to my high DPI. But I know a lot of people that use their entire arm to aim, but I feel the speed on this mousepad might just benefit those people a little more than someone like me. Not that I can't feel the difference, I actually can. I don't really move my mouse that much, as you've been able to see. This is a full 360. Almost, I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. I also haven't mentioned the low profile stitched edging, and honestly that might be a good thing that not that I haven't mentioned it, but that I haven't noticed it really. With other mouse pads, my wrist kind of gets like irritated sometimes. Not often, but like every once in a while that happens, and it's like, damn, that kind of sucks. But with this one, the edging is so like low. It doesn't like stick up. There's no like lip on the mouse pad. So obviously I just haven't even thought about it. Hello. Is there not just someone right there? What did I just hear? Where are they? Hello? Oh, yeah, but overall, this mousepad, like I can feel that I'm using a different mousepad. The mousepad that I'm used to is from Amazon. It's like a topographic mousepad. If you watched my other videos, I'm sure you've seen it. And I mean, it's good, but it's like, if you are looking for absolute speed and performance, like I can't imagine there's another mousepad that actually feels this comfortable, this much performance, this smooth. What is going on? Apparently me missing my shots. Yeah, but that's enough of the speed mousepad. Let's go to the balance mousepad. All right, so I'm now on the balance mousepad, and the first thing I'll say is it's a little less comfortable. It's not uncomfortable, it's just more of like a default mousepad that you're probably already used to. Yeah, I mean, it mostly just feels like a normal mousepad, but obviously the benefits of having the build and make of the QcK Performance Series mousepads. Why is everyone wearing Christmas skins? It's making me nervous. Yeah, I mean, it feels comfortable. Obviously, the benefit of what I was just talking about earlier, the low profile stitched edging, feels nice. What is bro doing? Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. I haven't necessarily mentioned, since I started actually playing with the mouse pads, that the size is really nice. Like, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I don't really move my mouse much, but it's still noticeable, especially like, I mean, in my peripheral, I can see the mouse pad going farther, but it's also like, if I do have to like do some weird stuff with my mouse, I obviously have the room. You know what? At that point, just, I deserve to die. I personally prefer this mouse pad because my sensitivity is high, and I still want like a mix, a balance, as you would say, for aim and precision, as well as being able to move fast. If you're looking for pure like speed and performance, don't care about anything, you have a normal DPI, then obviously you're probably going to be going for the speed. Also, if you're watching this gameplay and you're like, wow, bro is one of the worst players I've ever seen in my entire life, I apologize. I am not locked in right now. I swear I've done better. But yeah, with all that being said, now we're going to get to the most niche and weird of the three, the control mousepad. All right, so I'm now on the control mousepad, and this feels very weird. It has a weird like alligator skin texture to it. I don't know if that's the right like word for that. I don't know really what I'm feeling. It's just like really rough. Yeah, right away, first impressions, obviously I already called it weird, but it's, I don't know, it's something, I've just never felt something like this. It's definitely less comfortable than, what are you doing? It's definitely less comfortable than the other two, like the speed version by a lot. I don't know, I feel like you might be able to get used to it. I mean, I'm sure you'd be able to get used to it, because I don't think this is meant for like shooter games. I don't know specifically what game this is meant for. I know SteelSeries mentions it, but it's just, I don't know. Obviously, out of the three, for specific games that I play, I'm also not insanely competitive in any of the games I play. I definitely wouldn't go for this one, but that's me personally, and I'm definitely not the audience that they made this for. But with me saying that, it's still made very well. Like, I can feel, it's not hard, it's squishy. It just has an interestingly dense, hard texture to it. Yo. Oh. What is that person, bro? What is that skin? Also, my gameplay definitely looks worse because switching between these mouse pads, it's like they're small micro movements that I need to learn and that I get used to, that I'm used to with my other mouse pad. But swapping between textures is not helping my case for my aim. But that's obviously not the mousepad's fault. That's just me swapping between 3 mouse pads within like 10 minutes, which probably isn't a good idea, and you definitely won't be doing if you buy any of these mouse pads. Is that a different? Oh, there were 2. Yeah, but that's all I really got to say about this mousepad. It definitely isn't for me. It isn't for the games I play. I mean, it's a mouse pad. I'm sure you could use it for any game ever, and it'll be fine. This mouse pad was specifically made for like specific type of people that play a specific type of game, and it's still a nice mouse pad, but probably not the one you're going to be going for out of the three, unless you play a specific type of game that you want super slow movement. So those were all three versions of the QcK Performance Series mouse pads. The QcK Performance Series comes in at a price of either $40 or $50, depending on if you get the large version or the extra large version. Personally, I really love these mouse pads, but I may even replace my beloved topographic mouse pad with one of these. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope to see you in the next videos.